Hi everybody. Happy end of March. We have all kinds of stuff coming up in April, which we will talk about. But first, my longtime friend David is going to do a little number that only he knows what's going to come out. So there we are. You're up, David.
Okay, this is, I guess, a Native American blessing, and it's kind of an intuitive thing. Yat holakane china lato, yatana hole tekeneala, yata wanebadastia, hokanele, yale koyawane, holakane, wale chinu. Okay.
I went straight to our beautiful desert. That was very nice.
Okay.
Oh, thank you. So David is going to talk a little bit about sacred geometry, and he's going to do it from a channeling state. Is this correct?
I think so.
Okay, we'll see what comes out. Okay, and you want me to ask you questions? Is this also correct?
Yes, I'll count from 5 down to 1.
Okay.
I'll alter my state a little, self-hypnosis,
Okay.
and then you ask me a question. Let's see
Okay.
what happens.
Okay, we'll give it a shot.
Are we ready?
We are ready.
Okay. 5, 4, 3, a 2, a 1. Yes.
Yes, we're ready. Okay. Tell me a little bit about why sacred geometry comes to me, who was always not real good in math in school and all that. But sacred geometry has been my form of artwork my entire life.
Yes, we would say that since the part of the brain that processes math may not be emphasized in your body, the part of the brain and your soul chose your art as a way to manifest it. So it's like the same energy, but in different formats, in different modes. And so you can emphasize that through your visions and through your artwork and putting these down and coloring them. And as you do that, that stimulates certain parts of what you would call your spiritual path, and is in a way what is part of your spiritual path. Other people have different situations, they have different challenges, and they have different ways of doing it. Yours happens to be this way. And in addition to stimulating and assisting you, it also is able to, when you reproduce them and get them out to the world, it's able to set vibrations in other people as they view it. In other words, you're like a translator. You're like you translate from this other dimension where these visual symbols are, and you translate the vibrations through. And so when someone looks at that, they kind of vibrate. They kind of go with the vibration that you've brought through. It's touched you and it touches others. And it touches them in their own way of what they need and what is right for their soul. Therefore, it isn't about, sometimes it's about liking, but that isn't, sometimes a person may not have any emotional reaction, but there's some reason they needed to see that particular image. They needed something activated within them. They needed a certain energy force that comes through. And you as the translator, you sometimes say you're like a radio receiver, well, a translator from the other dimensions. You might call it the fourth dimension, and you then translate it over, and then somebody looks at it, and that's all they have to do is look at it. They don't have to understand it consciously, and in fact, it's better if they don't try to understand it consciously, because the vibration and the healing that happens is kind of automatic just with the visual. Now, the same thing could be, if you ever wanted to, you could do a type of sculpture that was based on that.
Wonderful. I would love to do that.
And so blind people could actually feel that, and they would get their, what would you call it, their spiritual message through this.
Wow.
Yeah,
I never thought, I've always wanted to sculpt. I've never done anything like that. But wouldn't that be wonderful?
yes, we sense it would be, even for people looking at visually, as we said, the blind person would get the most out of it
I'll
because
be damned.
you would be translating for them. You would be translating what you perceive, what you sense. You would be putting it in this physical form that you can touch and move and mold. Yes, that's something you could just play around with if you wanted to.
I'm going to go buy clay pretty soon.
Clay.
I can start with clay, can I?
You can
Is that
start
okay?
with anything you want. You
Thank
can
you.
start with wood, clay, glass. It doesn't matter.
Well, if I did
The
wood,
easiest, yeah.
clay would be the easiest, because if I did wood, I'd probably break my fingers,
Yes.
because you'd have to use a chisel and all those things.
Yes.
Oh, that'd be
But
fun.
you see, this is what the great artists did, the Statue of David and things like that. The artist was tuned in to these vibrational levels. They are more mundane things,
Yes.
statues of people, etc. But you and your specialty of this sacred geometry, you could bring that through. You could actually, at another level, actually even do it with sound, but that would take a lot of equipment and a lot of, actually be a lot of education to be able to do it in sound. To be able to do it physically in forms would be an easy step from where you are now.
Well, that would be easy for me, because when we get into the technical part, I will say again for the 157th time, I am technologically challenged, and I don't mind being that, because there are people around me who have that ability.
Yes, that's okay. You're tuned into your expertise is bringing through these visual energy sources. They're like almost little vortexes in a way.
Oh, wow.
Every calendar, every image on a calendar is a vortex. And every time a person looks at it, they're drawn into that vortex if they're open for it. If they're not open for it, then it's just some
Yeah, then
pretty
it doesn't
colors.
matter, yeah. Are your eyes open or closed?
David's eyes are closed.
David's eyes are closed. Okay. Did he see the print for April? Where am I doing this?
You can describe it if you want. See, that would be difficult in a way because you're so oriented to the visual
To the visual.
colors and shapes.
Yeah. Okay, well, then I'll wait until David opens his eyes. Okay. So this is the print for April. I'm going to say a few things about what's going to happen in April. And if you got anything, just please interrupt me, because that's fine with me. I'm putting my glasses on. I hope it doesn't rustle anything. We've just come out of, what was this last thing we did for the new moon? Excuse me. Wasn't it like 3 things? It was the new moon, the equinox, and something else was all on the same day, which was Friday. And I'm sorry, I really don't remember what that was, but
Eclipse.
Eclipse. Okay, so we're in a really energetic time, just stuff going on. So for this month, the first thing we have is Palm Sunday. So everybody go to church and get your palms. And April Fool, who follows very quickly on April 1st. We have Good Friday on the 3rd. We have a full moon on the 4th. So I think all this Easter stuff coming with the full moon is gonna pump us up another notch. A blood moon. Oh, even better, a blood moon. There's my sister, she's helping me. Easter is on the 5th, but Easter Monday, do you know that's celebrated more than Easter Sunday in many places? And I don't know the significance of it. Does your little person have anything?
Not at this time.
Okay, thank you. I gotta find that out, because I know when we were in Canada, Easter Monday was a big deal. And we have a new moon on the 18th, and Earth Day's on the 22nd. So this is a chock full month. And my sister's birthday is on the 10th, so everybody wish Liz a happy birthday. I'm going to do a little bit about Aries, and please, if you have anything to add, just jump right in. If you
Yes,
don't
we do
mind.
have a little something that,
Okay,
that
go.
may help to you is that, as we said, every image is a little vortex. And when images are viewed in sequence, in the right sequence, which you intuitively say pick up in a calendar, or if you show several images, that strengthens the vortex. In other words, the order in which you show these, when it's done correctly, strengthens the whole process of the vortex, what the vortex can share with someone.
Really?
Yes. So it's like a multi-dimensional thing.
Yeah, yeah.
And so the timing, when a person looks at one, and then they look at another one, and then they look at another one, these build on each other. And so their experience from an energy point of view and turning into the vortex is amplified by that process.
Okay, well, that makes sense to me because when I finish all the drawings, I'll have my 13 and I lay them on the table where I work.
Yes.
And I get the cover and all the months. And I'll go away and I'll come back and some of them have magically moved.
Yes.
They didn't, I didn't listen correctly to some of them and they think, no, we belong here.
Yes.
Thank you. That helps me.
Yes.
Because I just always think.
If you ever do a slideshow for an audience,
Yes.
just be very aware of the sequence and that actually you could do a little experiment, say, pick out of all the hundreds or so, or 200-300 that you've done, you could pick out a few and you could actually do a type of experiment, a type of energy amplification by just showing these on the screen, say, through slides, or through the computer nowadays they can do it.
Yeah.
And with soft music behind. And in fact, it would be more powerful than you're talking about it. So you could, in other words, you could do
What a great idea.
a 10-minute experiential energy thing with these vortexes, with just the images, nice, bright screen, and then let them stay on for a few seconds or a minute, whatever feels right.
Yeah, like
and
a
then
little
go to the next
slideshow.
one, but have the music coordinated with that. And these two things would add another dimension.
What a great idea. We'll do that. I like
Yes.
that. And it's certainly doable.
Yes.
Well, that is wonderful. You're a good person to have around. Do you have a name? Or is David okay?
The channel. Just the
The
channel.
channel? Okay, the channel. Well, it can be channel 3.
Ordinary channel.
The what?
An ordinary
An
channel.
ordinary channel. Oh, that's funny. I have OC on my side, on my left. I'm going to just talk a little bit about Aries here. I'm not going to read a lot about it. But the Aries fire is element, the Aries element is fire. And David should know that because he's on the Pisces-Aries cusp. That is correct?
Yes. that is
Okay. So he mostly expresses as his water symbol of the Pisces, but I've seen the fire once or twice over the years.
Yes, it's there.
It's there. It is there. The body area ruled by Aries is the head and face. The trait for Aries is courage. Are you very courageous? Ask David if he's very courageous.
Can be.
Can be. When it's necessary?
Yes.
Okay, the key phrase for Aries is I am. The ruling planet is Mars, the warrior Mars. Lucky numbers are 1 and 9. The lucky day is Tuesday, and the color is red. That's all very Aries, even without knowing much about Aries, if you didn't know it. The angel for the month of April is Asmodel. I've never heard of this angel. I looked it up and I found it, but I don't know what specialty it is other than having April being the month of April. And the angel for the sign of Aries, now this is a goodie that I probably will stumble over. Malahidiel, Malhidiael. So there we are. The sign governs war, aggression, conflict, tension, and accidents. Aries rules over fire and danger. The polar opposite on the zodiacal wheel is Libra, the sign of partnership. These natives feel incomplete without a partner or lover and find happiness in being part of a pair. And that's, does that describe my sister? No? Oh, yeah. Well, not only is she an Aries, she has a Leo ascendant. Oh, do you have a Leo? Taurus. I have the Leo ascendant. What do I know? Okay, Channel, Mr. Channel. I'm holding up the print for April.
Yes.
And put it on the table. Okay, I'm putting it on the table. On the table. Is that okay? Okay. Now,
So the reason that image was chosen for April is because its vibratory factor is in line with April, as all of them are. It wasn't just random the way you arrange these things. These things are part of almost a psychic machine, if you want to call it, where the parts are put together in a certain way.
yeah.
And your sensitivities allowed you to tune into what way that little psychic machine, that little psychic vortex translator works. And so this is an indication, again, that what you're doing here is sharing with people the energies that you perceive and that you gain from as you do the artwork, and then you're sharing it out to the world in the appropriate manner.
Well, yeah, you know, I have told you in the past that I see them in their complete form, and they stay right here
Yes.
while I'm working on them. And then if I'm working on like 3 or 4 at one time, they have little compartments up here. And the one who wants to be worked on, it sounds crazy, but this is what I do. The one that is ready to be worked on will come here to the third eye, and that's the one I work on.
Yes.
And they're done when I don't see them anymore.
Yes.
That's when I know they're done. And then another puppy will come in and replace it. And they all come from up here. And when they disappear, another one takes its place.
Yes.
I was going through my drawings the other day. A friend of ours, mom, I want your non-visual take on this one. Our friend's mom saw the calendar and was just crying. She was just so taken with it.
Yes.
And we have the little, I have the little energy patches and the cards and stuff. So we were at the house and we were playing with the energy patches, and she resonated to the one I'm holding up now. And so I told her I would make her a print of it. So I just finished it. And she's 80 what? 85. And just so in tune with everything. She was explaining my work to me. And she's from the Philippines, and it's so adorable because, she has no training, just like I have no training in it, she has no training in it. But she was telling me all about the work and what it does for people, just as you're doing now. So I mean, it really has its own language, which it does speak. So we're going to bring it over to her tomorrow, and this way she can be happy and have it in her room. But you saw it before you went into trance state. Sacred geometry. Can we get back to that?
Yes.
Okay. You have more information that I probably need.
Well, we sense you have a pretty good grasp of it. You are reading a book and learning a little bit more of it, but you have a working grasp of it. And so that's part of your journey, that's part of your mission, is to use that working grasp to create these little vortexes. You could look at them almost like little pinholes into some energies that exist in other places of the universe. And so these are like sometimes called wormholes or black holes or something like that. But they focus the energy out in ways that if nobody is observing them, the energy hole or the energy vortex is quiet. But when somebody observes your work, it activates this and actually brings through. And that's why some people cry, some people laugh, some people just get a smiling face when they look at one, or they say, "Oh, I like that one."
Yeah,
Oh, that's
and
part
don't
of
know why.
They don't know why, because it's opened.
Yeah.
They, combined with the energy vortex, have opened like a wormhole into another dimension.
Yeah.
And the energy comes through. And every person feels it in a different way. Sometimes the way is like laughter or tears or a smile or just, wow, I really like that.
Yeah.
And so that's what's happening here. It's activated by the person looking at it.
Well, and you know what I've read on, and I started reading the book you gave me, what I've read on sacred geometry over the years since I was told that that's what I did, it's all based on math. And again, I have to go back to, I've never been a math whiz. I'm very bright, I have a very high IQ, I did well in school. Math was probably my worst subject. I mean, I never failed, God forbid, no. But it wasn't my highest marks. And all this is based on math. So would you think that this is my math knowledge is in the geometry rather than 2 and 2 is 4?
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what's happening. Your sensitivities go in that mode. You're tuning into the same thing in a different way.
Uh-huh.
Everything that you do could be put on a computer and mathematically drawn out.
Really?
Yes.
Who can do that?
Well, that's very complex, and it would take almost the full computing power of what exists now.
Well, I certainly couldn't do it. We know that.
You received it.
Yeah. But wouldn't that be interesting?
Yes.
God, I think that would be really, really interesting. Huh. Okay. Me and math.
Are you familiar with fractals?
No, tell me.
Well, fractals are a type of visual image, kind of a moving image that you've probably seen them in certain places on TV or something, where mathematically it goes upon itself, but visually it's almost like a kaleidoscope.
Really?
Yes, and that might be something, well, to remind David, and maybe he'll pick up a couple of YouTube videos and show you
God bless David.
what a fractal is.
A
'Cause
fractal?
A fractal is a type of sacred geometry, one specific type.
I'll be damned.
And it has to do with feeding upon itself mathematically.
Yeah, well, I wonder what that would do to my sensibilities. It would just send me flying now, wouldn't it? Because when I'm drawing, I'm not even here.
Yes.
I'm just drawing.
Yes.
And I'm drawing what I see.
Yes.
And when the first sketch, when I first see something, the first sketch I make, I will do with my eyes closed.
Yes.
And then when I open them, that's when I go from there and do all the little intricacies that go in there. But I don't know who thought it was odd that, Ben, our cousin was here for something, and he came over, and this kid's he's from San Diego, and he's been familiar with my work all his life practically, because, gosh, he's 20-something, early 20s, 21. And he brought a friend with him, and then we were sitting at the table talking, and the friend said, Ben said you draw with your eyes closed. And I said, yeah, I do. He said, well, how do you get all these lines really straight? So I had to explain to him that when I first see them and I'm ready to put them down for the first time, I just close my eyes and my hand does it. And then we go from there. But, to me, that's normal. I know it sounds nuts, but that's okay. Doesn't matter to me. All these people I read about with the sacred geometry, people thought they were nuts. And look how brilliant they were. I mean, they are centuries and centuries and centuries their stuff has gone on. So there. Ordinary channel, give me something else.
We're ready for a question if you have one.
I don't. You have a question, Liz? Oh, the colors? The colors that I mix and use and...
What is the significance of colors?
What? Oh,
You could do it in black and white if you wanted.
that's true, I could. Well, they're
The
all
colors
like when I
add more
start.
dimensions and kind of increase the power, shall we say, the vibrational power of the vortex. It's kind of like a combination of a safe. And Once you get all the shapes and colors together, then this is again the power that comes through and touches people, has them cry, have them laugh, smile, like it.
And just become mesmerized.
Yes.
Because what I see and what I experience and what I know that the drawings do is when people look at them, that's what, the bigger they get, the more impressive they are, the more they grab your attention. And when one of them talks to somebody, the person just stands there or sits there and looks, and it's almost like they're mesmerized, cannot stop looking at the print. And after a while, you know you can feel stuff moving in your head, because I guess it's aligning. But I just think it's very, very interesting, because I'm in that state all the time. For me to come out of the house, I have to stamp my feet 3 times so I can be grounded. Otherwise, I just walk into walls. And that's okay with me. Ordinary channel.
Yes.
Oh.
A question?
No.
Okay.
I wish I did.
It's time for David to come
You want to come back? Can David come back now?
Yes. David's back.
All right.
I don't remember that. What happened?
Of course, you got to watch it to see.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, you said your name. I asked you if you had a name, and you said, "Oh, just ordinary channel." So I'll just call you OC.
I'll see.
And then when we're talking about me, it could be OCD. I was talking about. Oh, I want to show this one. This is one where I don't even know where the camera is. Oh, there it is. Is that okay? Down, 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 down where? Isn't that enough? Oh, you don't want me covering my face because it's so cute. This is one that I found. I mean, I have hundreds and hundreds of drawings, and I was looking through them for something, and it jumped out and it wanted to come out. And this happened immediately after my sister and I were given a little angel thing that the angels come and visit with you for 5 days, and you just play with them and do what they want, and there's little things that you have to do. On the day they were ready to leave and go to their next house, or no, they have a 5-day rest and then they go to the next one, is when I found this. And I came out, I said, look, Liz, this is Gabriel. It was like Gabriel the angel. That's all I can think of. So there, I'm sharing Gabriel with you. He's been around. I drew him probably 10, 15 years ago. Been a long time. Okay, am I done? I can put it down now. Thank you very much. And my wish box worked because I wanted this to be a decent show. And I'm so glad that Ordinary Channel came through, David.
Okay.
Made it quite interesting, I think. And
Ordinarily, I don't remember much, but I do remember something about clay.
yeah. You said that they would be good sculptures
So you could do
for
it.
blind people.
Wow.
Yeah, impressed with yourself. You should be. But I never thought of that. I mean, I'd always liked to sculpt, but I've never even tried it. But I will be buying clay now.
Buy some clay and shut your eyes and see.
Yeah, and see what happens. All right, kiddies. Thank you very much. Happy Easter. Happy April. Do well. Be happy.
Are we ending?
We're ending. This is a wrap.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
You were gone for a while there, kiddo. Thank you. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Liz. And thank you, universe. And just keep those pictures coming in my head. I enjoy them. Oh, isn't that pretty? There I am. And it does lift your spirit. That's why I was told to call it that. So, enjoy. Be happy. Don't let the full moons get you.
That would go along with the vortex, too.
Yeah.
Vortex brings energy to
Yeah.
lift your spirit.
Isn't it amazing? Stay out of your own way and magic things happen. Bye.